Okay. Okay. I guess I'm good to go. Man, this is surprisingly quiet for background stuff. And you know you're pale when you can use your skin to reflect light to see something better. I'm a fucking vampire. Ugh. Okay. How am I? I'm pretty okay. I'm pretty distracted. If I'm telling the truth, I'm keeping pretty distracted. So, I don't know if in good faith I can really say I'm okay. Certainly can't say I'm doing well. But I'm distracted sufficiently. You know, as far as a background goes, let's do something a little different. Let's reset this. Make this full screen. Get rid of the purple void, get rid of the black screen, and I'm in darkness. Get rid of this. No, keep that. Get rid of this. And get rid of that. Yeah, is that alright? I mean, it's not perfect. That's okay. So this backdrop and what we're listening to from Kentucky Route Zero, a game that I did not at all play in the correct order. I fucked up after like chapter 1. I skipped every other chapter because I didn't understand the menu structure. I remember getting to this point in the game and just sitting, needing to just sit in the sound with. This is Kentucky. Oh god, so much of this game is Kentucky. No, I was born there in Kentucky, in Richmond, and I visited a lot as a kid, as a young adult, even to visit family, particularly my grandparents on both sides. I hated it as a kid, and I've talked about this a lot, but still, it's got some hooks in me. But yeah, I'm keeping distracted. I'm keeping distracted from a lot. I want to express some gratitude thanks to the outstanding generosity of some friends, family members, even a couple people I haven't seen in years and years. I, can pay rent for next month, which is nice. Then I'm going to be near broke, but I guess Trump finally signed off on the $600 stimulus. I'll have something, even though that's like less than half of what I need for every month. It's something, though. Friends of mine have been going through a lot too. I mean, everyone's going through a lot. Particularly, there's a couple that's been going through breakup for a while. I haven't really needed the level of support that a lot of people seem to need in a long time. Maybe that's not true. Maybe that's not true. Maybe that's just a story I tell myself, something I want to be true about myself. I feel like I'm more self-reliant than I want to have to be. That I handle things on my own more than I'd prefer to. I just am convinced people don't want to listen or can't really help. Or they care, but maybe they don't know better than I do. This tea's way too fucking hot to drink. And it's too full to add colder water, too. Yeah. Yeah, I was talking with a few friends last night. And one of them, you know, I made a joke about me being a therapist friend, and somebody started asking, you know, why it wasn't something that I actually do professionally, counseling or therapy. And I, with joking frustration, replied that it's because I don't have any goddamn money and school is expensive, and it doesn't matter if I'm good at something. If I can't pay for it, then this country and this world doesn't care. Yeah, that hurts. It's sad. It's frustrating. I'm a good listener. I'm good at helping people process. I'm very empathic. I think I have a lot of good qualities for a counselor, for a therapist. There's a lot I would need to learn and still need to learn, regardless of if it's a profession or just a mode of behavior that I find myself slipping into, and a role that I find myself assigned to or cast as. Now, this couple, I've known one half longer than the other person, and really describing them as a couple when they've broken up or are trying to separate as much as possible is kind of counterproductive. These two people, these two friends, I've known one much longer than the other. And the one that I met more recent, it said something when I was speaking to them about, like, well, you know, I know that I can trust you and other friends of their former partner to, you know, be honest with them and keep them in line because we care so much about the other person. I'm like, I can see why you'd think that, but you're really misreading me. I'm a good friend, right? You know, I'm loyal. I'm honest. I'll tell you the truth. I'll fight for you. I'll listen to you. But I don't recognize people's claim of ownership of one another. Exclusivity and monogamy, they're not things that are super intuitive to me. Like, if I'm talking with you, it doesn't matter who you're dating or who you're married to. It's a conversation between me and you. And in that moment, in that relationship, in the context of that conversation, what I'm prioritizing is you and me. Not your relationship with somebody that I love. Not your relationship with somebody that I hate. Not your relationship with other people, unless that's specifically the conversation we're having. And then, you know, we'll have to do some work in contextualizing things and abbreviating things and, you know, really providing context for everything. And this is something that it's a characteristic of mine that's lended itself to me making choices and having relationships that would fairly be described as unethical or immoral. Like dating someone who's in a monogamous relationship with someone else, or hooking up with someone who's in a monogamous relationship with someone else, or you know, I haven't cheated in a monogamous relationship for a better part of a decade. in that relationship, there's really no excuse. If you want to have sex with someone else and you have a pre-existing relationship where it's agreed that you won't do it, then you cancel that tenet of that relationship before going ahead and doing that. Or at least you tell the other person that, hey, I'm not comfortable abiding by this anymore. You at least do informed consent of all parties involved, right? And so it really doesn't excuse the more destructive relationships. Even if we were both cheating on each other and both aware of it, it doesn't really, can't really be like, yeah, but like context makes it more understandable. It being more understandable still doesn't excuse shitty behavior. My point is that in this tendency, there's wrapped up this inclination to really step outside of traditional and normal relationships, and to really struggle to identify in an intuitive way and relate to in an intuitive way the kind of ownership and jealousy inherent in these relationships. For me, a lot of jealousy comes from really unhealthy places. And like, I really don't like being jealous. If I'm jealous, it means the relationship is probably fucked. It means I'm not getting affirmation that I really believe from the person anymore. It means I don't trust them anymore. It means things are fucked up. We are cultured to a great extent, I think, to be jealous. We're cultured to well, obviously practice monogamy. And all the myths and legends and stories and falsehoods and half-truths and illusions in that indoctrination take a while to recontextualize, take a while to tease out, feel, and process, and figure out for yourself really what it is you feel and what it is you believe and what it is you value. Oh, I have friends and family, obviously, that are married, presumably happily so, or seemingly happily so. I have no desire to cast aspersions on their relationships. They're the models of their relationships or the tenets of their relationships, because they're between two consenting adults, usually, in this context, two consenting adults that I love and respect. But for me personally, it's, I can do monogamy. And I can be happy doing monogamy. It's just, I like me. I like being alone sometimes. And, that's a thing you can get in certain relationship models. I think the security or the appearance or illusion of security in monogamy has a lot of appeal for me, which is bad. I don't like that that's the appeal, or part of the appeal. I idealistically think that relationships should be based on enthusiasm and passion and excitement and love and support and solidarity, camaraderie. Not feeling like I don't know, not just feeling safe, not just feeling protected. Those, are valuable things you can get from relationships. I want to be okay with vulnerability. I want to be okay with sharing myself consistently, and even in my longest, strongest relationships, being open to the possibility that the relationships will end, will terminate, will change in a way that is not what I'm used to, or maybe not what I'm hoping for. I don't want the illusion of stability. I don't want to fall in love with the illusion of stability, at least. I want the real uncomfortable truth. Because that can help us grow so much, or me grow so much more, and become such a better person. Pain and loss and suffering and hurt have helped me become a much more caring, much more understanding person. Much less judgmental person, I think, too. Oh, yep, that's still boiling hot. Go ahead and scald that cut in my mouth, as if it weren't annoying enough. Yeah, so... So, I have been thinking about relationships and, dating, I guess. I don't really want to date right now. I don't want to go out of my way to go on dating apps and go out on dates with new people. There's a couple exceptions to that. People I know, people who I happen to have followed or gotten to know through other avenues that just I happen upon feelings for. There are exceptions. But I'm not like, yeah, I gotta go out on dates. Like, I'm so excited to do. No, not really. Like, pandemic aside, which is really the lion's share of the reason why I don't want to do it, and that's the reason I've repeated for, 9 months now that I don't want to do it. That aside, this year has been so traumatic for so many people, has been so devastating for so many people that really all of us seem to have so much fucking baggage and so much we need to process and so much we need to work through. All of us are so fucking hurt. Some of us, like myself, I like to think anyway, work through and work with and process our problems, but there are many people, friends of mine, me in the past, who run away from or avoid these feelings of discomfort, this trauma, this pain, depression, anxiety, or whatever else by trying to fill that void with other people and other things. And I have this suspicion that if I were to look into dating, get back into the dating scene, it'd be a lot of people doing that. And I can't, in completely good faith, say that in some part I wouldn't be doing that. And I'm not really comfortable with that. I want to know that I'm approaching relationships at my best, or my healthiest, or at least at my okay. And I was saying to someone I went on a date with in the last month, we're never going to be completely okay. Being a human being means you're a work in progress, and that's never going to change. There's always parts of you that are hurting. It's always traumas and soreness and things that we're wrestling with. We're never going to be able to resolve all that shit and then be ready for a new relationship. We're always going to be incomplete. We're always going to need a little work. And that lack of preparation, that lack of assuredness, that lack of perfection, really, should not dissuade us from seeking out new relationships, new dynamics, new interactions, because if we do that, we're never going to have any new experiences. And these new people we meet, these new experiences we seek out, they can help us process. They can help us navigate. what's ailing us. But, you know, all the same, it's a practice of vulnerability. It's a practice of really putting yourself out there. And I guess it always is, but it feels particularly pronounced right now. Now, you know, just because I'm not actively dating people, there's a few folks I really regularly flirt with and share let's say intimate space with, is to not get into too specific detail. And the affirmation that I get from those interactions is, it's a lot. It really is a lot. I used to guilt myself about how much of a affirmation whore or feedback whore, I think is how I described it when I was younger, that I am, but I'm needy. I'm a little needy. I like feedback. I like affirmation. I like praise. And, you know, even if I'm not dating these people, even if we're God, I don't even know how to describe these relationships. Long distance lovers, flirts, old flings, had before, would again. Yeah. Yeah, those relationships can provide a lot of value. A lot of value. And, you know, I have a lot of friends. I don't feel like it most of the time. I'm pretty critical about it. I feel alone. I feel really lonely a lot. I feel lonely in a crowd a lot, and that, my friends, is called depression. I feel like a friend that people can reach out to, but I have a really hard time reaching out to people. There's a couple people that, you know, I'd really like to be closer to, but for different reasons, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think we're just gonna become estranged or never really stop being estranged. That's kind of a sad feeling, but it does happen. Oh, it definitely does. Oh. Wamp wamp. Yeah, you know, I'm almost numb to it at this point, but my grandparents still are dealing with health complications. Supposedly, you know, recovered from COVID, or at least isn't COVID positive anymore, but caught pneumonia and back in the hospital. And dude, it feels bad. Obviously feels fucking shitty. Like I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to the rest of my family. I mean, these updates are like every day or every other day, and it's just like I've had such a inability to be optimistic from the beginning. How many times can you say sorry? How many times can you say, I'm sorry to hear that, or I hope they get better, or I'm here if you need me? How many times can you say these fucking things before they lose meaning? And I mean, do they really have meaning in the first place? I mean, they're superficialities. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. That's probably just fucking spam emails, right? Let's see. Okay, well, nope. That's relevant. I was gonna say, just spam emails. Nope, nope. Hi, Granddad. Yes, passed away. Of course, it's as soon as I start talking about it that I hear about it. I was just staring at the ceiling when I was hearing my phone go off and thinking, that it's hard to grieve when I don't even know if I should be grieving yet. And I guess I got an answer immediately after that. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Yeah. Oh, God, now my phone's gonna go off with this fucking conversation. Oh, yeah, you know what? You know what? Hey, no more notifications. No more notifications. I've learned about myself. I do not want to be in group chats when learning about sick family members. I fucking hated this experience day after day after day. I hate mourning by committee. I hate it so much. It's gross and weird and feels performative. Like I don't want to have 4 fucking people in a group chat, family or not, being like, oh, here's an update. Oh, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Hope they get better. Every fucking time. Like, I know it's not performative. You know, I know these people, obviously, quite well. And I know it's genuine. But it feels so... forced and claustrophobic, and I fucking hate it. Because there's the obligation to respond with every new text, with every new fucking update, and I don't have anything new to say. It sucks. He's dying. He's dead. And there's nothing I can do about it, nothing I can say about it, and I'm not gonna put on the airs of optimism and say that I'm praying that they get better, or that they're in my thoughts, or their fingers crossed, or whatever, because I just... I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have that optimism. And I don't like being in a fucking conversation where it's wildly inappropriately for me to say I don't have that optimism. I'm pretty sure this is the end. I'm not comfortable with these positive messages. Who wants to be that asshole, right? But I am. You know, I got my grandmother and grandfather's granddad and grandma's address from my dad. I was hoping to write to them again. I still will. Grandma's still alive. By that I mean I definitely will now. I hate phone calls. I've never been one to call and check in with them because I don't know what to talk about. Like, I care, but our lives are so different, and I don't know where we overlap. Like, I care about you, and I love you, but I feel so estranged from you, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know if it's worth your time or my time for us to start, because materially, directly, physically, we're so separated. It's so strange. If I had called, what would I have said? You know, that I'm sorry? that I wish I'd gotten to know them better. Like, I don't know. We had all the opportunities in the world. I'm almost 30. I've been on this planet for decades. And I feel very superficially known and seen by people who've been here for the duration. I wish I had known him better. He always had such a robust strength to him. But accompanying that was this quiet. He's a man of very few words. A sternness. Not a cruel sternness, but a firm one. It inspired the kind of fear, love, fear, respect from me. And as I grew older, I grew very dissatisfied with that, and I wanted to know, the real vulnerable, hurting, scared human being that's there, because it's always fucking there. That's what we are. I didn't have the slightest goddamn clue how to crack that egg, how to get to that point of the relationship. I just wanted to skip to the point where we could be honest and vulnerable. I don't even know if he knew that I'm not straight or I'm not monogamous. Or that I'm, like, really not religious at all. These are things about me, and I kind of tried to softball them in, but it was always, especially when I was younger, it was always done with the fear that I'd be disowned by sharing parts of myself. They're family, and there's the expectation that they love me, but they're also rural Christians with a conservative lean. I assume conservative lean, we never really talk politics. Even though I tried to. When I was dating Cora, I wanted to take Cora down to my grandparents' farm and meet them, but then I had this worry because Cora is half Chinese. What if there's some vague racism that comes up here? I didn't expect it to be. There's no real context. Like, they've never been racist, but the fact that that was a fear that entered my mind just speaks to, despite 30 fucking years, damn near, 2.5 decades, 2 8/10 decades on God's once green earth here, I still didn't know these people. I mean, I kind of did. I knew that they loved me. I knew that they cared about me in a way that I couldn't fully understand. But I didn't feel known, and I didn't feel seen. And if you don't know me and you don't see me, then you're just kind of loving me out of obligation or out of memory. And I just... I've wrestled with it. I've wrestled with it a lot at the beginning of the year. I've talked about this. The plan was that I would spend my savings, take a vacation to visit family in Kentucky and Indiana, because they're getting older. And I knew that the end was coming near. And not because of any specifics. There were some health problems with a couple of them, but nothing out of the ordinary for older folks. Just, a feeling. And I didn't go because I was worried about giving COVID to my grandparents. They got it anyway, and it ended up directly leading to him dying. Is that situational irony? Is that narrative irony? I don't fucking know. Feels like somebody should be laughing about it. Darkly, sadistically, cruelly. You know, obviously, I've talked about my family, I've described both sets of grandparents. And the unspoken thing there is that I've never lost someone in my close family before. Immediate family, I guess is the term. I'm not going to Kentucky. There is a funeral, I'm not going. I can't afford to, and even if I could, these motherfuckers better not have a funeral. He died from COVID, for fuck's sake. You better not have a gathering. They're gonna have a fucking gathering. They're gonna have a fucking mass. I'm sure they're gonna have a view. God damn it. God, I'm so angry at my friends and family in the Midwest, in Kentucky, in Indiana, in Tennessee. We're traveling and going out to eat and doing things with friends and family and having the holidays. Was it worth it? The answer is no. By the way, it wasn't fucking worth it. I goddamn hate this country. We could have locked down in March. We could have shut down in April. Could have shut down in May. Could have started reopening in June and July. We could have paid people to stay home. We could have suspended and forgiven mortgage and rent payments. We could have provided universal health coverage so that getting sick and being hospitalized wouldn't bankrupt people. We could have done so much right to ease so much suffering and save so many goddamn lives. Oh, but tonight Trump signed off on a bipartisan bill that gives $600 to every American, with some exceptions. Wow. Fuck you. Fuck this country. Fuck capitalism. You know, right now I'm looking for a job, right? Air quotes, looking for a job. I've applied to over 156 positions this month, but it doesn't fucking matter because nobody calls me back, and if they do, I get an interview and then never hear from them. And, you know, I'm not the only one going through this process, but I don't even want a fucking job. I don't want to work for you. I don't want to be in this coercive relationship. I want to live in a world where people can do things that make them live and make them happy and express their passions and creativities and you know, vibrancy as a human being. I want to be in a role to help people and to care about people and to build and to make the world a better place. Not answering phones or making rich people comfortable or selling whatever goddamn bullshit HR software that you have, or being in collections. Oh my god, there's so many positions in collections opening up right now. Yeah, that's what I want to fucking do. Be a parasite. This fucking country is rotten to its goddamn core. And it's killing us. I mean, it's been killing us for centuries, but... There's so much going on right now. I don't even know what to primarily emotionally engage with. Do I engage with my social isolation, loneliness, you know, romantic distance, and how long it's been since I've been in a long-term relationship? Haven't gotten laid in a long time, right? Those are valid things to focus on. But they seem petty in comparison to the police brutality continuing to go on. Like the inexcusable and devastating police brutality. God, in the last weeks, there have been horrible things. What about domestic terrorism? Literal suicide bombing that isn't being described that way because the guy who did it was white and probably alt-right. Okay, you know, something to engage with there. What about the worst depression in United States history? Oh, but the unemployment office... listen, bitch, I've already posted about and discussed how misleading those statistics are. We are at least as bad as the Great Depression right now. And that lasted longer. And we're still just kind of wobbling. Ooh, we've added more jobs to the economy. More jobs to the economy, and not a sign of health, unless those jobs pay a livable wage, and the vast majority of them don't. The vast majority of new jobs are part-time minimum wage positions, like it always fucking is. You know, is that what I focus on? Do I focus on my friends who are really struggling and trying to be as present and active to support them as I can be? Yeah, maybe. Do I focus on this family member who's ailing and I have seen them ailing and seemingly recovering, but, you know, the vast majority of fucking COVID cases and deaths are people who seem really bad, then they seem to get better, and then they die. I knew this was the pattern, and I knew this would fucking happen. And I talked about it when I found out he got sick, and it still fucking happened, and it doesn't make it any goddamn easier. Maybe I engage with that. I'm also out of money after I pay rent. Maybe I should emotionally engage with that. And there's a couple of people who aren't talking to me that I really want to talk to me, and that hurts. And I really... should I engage with that? The fuck do I handle here? What do I engage with? What do I focus with? Focus on. It's too much, and it all fucking sucks. And, like, none of it has clear solutions. And, like, a lot of it just seems like shut up and wait and hope you don't die. Haha. I'm not describing this, and God, I always provide this caveat, as if I have it worse than other people, as if woe is me, as if I'm the saddest motherfucker the world has ever seen. I know I'm not. I know there's so many people who are suffering and hurting more than I am, who are in more desperate and dire straits than I am. I mean, there are thousands, probably tens of thousands of unhoused people in my city alone. A looming homelessness crisis in the United States. Hundreds of thousands of people have died from an easily mitigatable pandemic. Needlessly. Right, you know. Personally, individually, I want to caveat that it could be worse. But that kind of individualist thinking is part of what makes this country fucking suck so much. Thinking collectively, thinking as a group, as a community. My heart is broken. It breaks more every day by what I'm seeing and hearing. It's not gonna get better. It's not gonna get better anytime soon. Like, oh my god, if you look at the bullshit Joe Biden has been saying and posting. Biden pushed for the $600 compromise instead of $1,200. Biden didn't say a goddamn thing to support the $2,000 initiative. Biden is talking about, even though he has the authority to forgive student loans, that he wouldn't do it. Even though Biden was the one that made the law. It wrote the law that made it so that we can't bankrupt because of our student loans. We can't engage with bankruptcy as a way to get student loans forgiven. This motherfucker wrote the crime bill that has kept so many people in prison that have no business being there. He hasn't even talked about police reform, let alone abolition or defunding. He's going to be just as bad as Trump. He'll be more polite. He'll be blue about it instead of red. But no meaningful help is going to be handed down. And if you think, well, maybe he'll die and Kamala Harris will take over. She's a fucking cop. No. Things are going to get worse. I mean, for fuck's sake, there was a suicide bombing on Christmas Day in the United States. The collapse of late-stage capitalism, a further consolidation of wealth in fewer and fewer hands, the refusal to engage with socialist or progressive policies to mitigate the effects of capitalism, but instead inscribing into law the inability of individuals to hold their employers accountable if they caught COVID because of lax restrictions or policies at work. We live in a fucking dystopia. And not a cool dystopia with flying cars, or laser guns, or shadow runners, or cybernetics. No, we live in a dystopia of a dying biosphere of rich white men predominantly leeching all that's good and beautiful about the world and keeping it to themselves. Our nations run on and sustained by violence are stumbling over themselves not to collapse, lashing out in anger at their citizenry as a means to perpetuate a monopoly of violence with violence. The survivability, livelihood, and humanity of individuals means next to nothing outside of platitudes and empty affirmations. This world is a living hell. I hate it. I hate it so fucking much. I'm not just angry because my grandfather just died. I'm not just angry because 333,000 other people have died in the United States from the same fucking preventable disease. I'm angry because anyone with any kind of fucking sense should have and could have seen this coming. That there are basic, simple measures and steps that could have and could still be taken to protect human lives that aren't being done in fear of a magical, non-existent, imaginary deficit, or because of a stock market which operates based off of the feeling of rich people. The Dow and the GDP are more important than human lives. Property is by far more important than people in this country. I'm angry because of that. Fuck, man, I'm disassociating a little. I'm having a harder time focusing. Yup, yeah, I'm spacing hard. I don't want to do this. I don't want to live here. I don't want to wake up to this. I don't want to have to live in this. I don't want to have to do what's necessary to survive in this world. I don't. I don't want to die. I just... I want better. Not for me selfishly, in a small part, sure. But for the people I love, the people I care about, the friends who've been driven to suicide by this system in this world and lack of proper care and help. The family members who've died prematurely due to privatized health care. The friends and family who haven't got the coverage or help they've needed because of for-profit healthcare, housing, food, education. That the right to life is a commodity in the fucking United States. That makes me want something different, something better, and God, with every fucking passing day, I'm getting angrier. I'm getting angrier, and I always think I can get angrier than the day before. But I have this fucking rage that's growing inside of me. And it is the kind of rage that makes you do things. Not the protest kind, not the organized kind. The John Brown kind. And I don't... I don't want that to be true. I don't want that to be the only way that things can change. I want so badly for this to be a different world than it is. I want so badly for reasoned arguments, emotional appeals, cries for the decency of humanity to be enough. I want organizing and voting and politicking and participatory politics to work. I do. I want things to not be as bad as they are. I want things to not be as deeply corrupt and just depraved as they are. It's a fantasy. It's a fucking fantasy. This is a living hell, and I don't see any way. God, it gets better. I don't see how it gets better. I only see how it gets worse. Fuck. I don't really pray anymore, but I'm really grateful for my granddad. You know, I talked about the ways I regret that we didn't get to know each other better, but I can remember being shown love when I was younger. Kind of stern, emotionally closed off, masculine, tough guy love. You know, it's there. Yeah, I don't have the words or sentiments to properly memorialize or honor him. Not right now. Maybe not ever. It's, I can see him in my fucking mind's eye sitting on that fucking recliner chair in the living room in front of the TV. In that house where he raised 3 kids. Gun rack on the wall with rifles and shotguns visible through the bedroom door. Remember riding in tractors with him, being in the back of his pickup truck along with all the other cousins, none of us strapped in, just kind of bouncing around. You know, he shared what he had. He really did. He didn't hesitate to share what he had materially. There's a lot of quiet generosity there. You know, I lament and rage at the lack of emotional, communicative connection, but, you know. He taught me things I can scarcely remember. I always felt like I embarrassed him or he was ashamed of me because the Morris last name, his line of it, it's on me. if you follow the patriarchal line, and I just, from a young age, was really strongly aware of that. I think at some point, somebody said it to me, not seriously, like, but I internalized it. And, you know, I'm queer. I don't want kids. God, like, gender, I'm not even sure. Some days I'm like, wow, you know, I wish I had transitioned to being a girl when I was a teenager so I didn't have to deal with weird gender dysphoria. And then other days I'm like, you know, there are masculine parts of me that I really like, but on the whole I feel really gray. And, you know, either way I don't want to have kids. Either way I would get a vasectomy tomorrow if I could, but they're like thousands of dollars. That feels like a disappointment. I was also this nerdy ass city bumpkin who didn't know a goddamn thing about farming, couldn't tie a knot, had the hardest time learning to tie their shoes, was scared of cows, never really all that strong or athletic, always embarrassed because I didn't know how tools worked or how to do things right, and I felt like I frustrated him and my dad because of how long it took me to do things that they took for granted. I always felt so fucking ashamed of myself and scared that I wouldn't live up to their unvoiced expectations and desires that were just looming. Like fucking clouds. I was worried that I wasn't good enough. Or at least who I was wasn't normal to them. I was weird and different and they didn't know how to engage with me. I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's never gonna get resolved. A lot of things in life don't. Most things, I think, in life don't. We move on, we survive, we make another day. We do the best we can. I hope that people are there for my grandma. I really don't know how she's gonna deal. She's incredibly smart, loving, caring, strong person. But, fuck, none of this. None of this. Do I have any context for how it feels beyond devastating? I have nothing to say that will make any of that better. And nothing I can do to make any of it easier. Fucking hell. Oh my god, would you fuck off? No, don't eat the phone across the room, Alex. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. To put it back and let it vibrate. It's been an hour, so I should probably put in a cut. You know, I think it's probably anticlimactic for there to not be an epiphany at the end, for me to not have some sort of final note or notion that I work my way around to. But, you know, like I was saying, in life there's rarely closure. Rarely is. And this isn't going to be over today. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely isn't. Until tomorrow, I guess I'll wrap up here. So, say toodaloo, take care, see you then. Seriously, if you can, stay home. You don't know, you could save a life. And trust me, I know times are hard. Just fucking stay home. I wish he had. Just seriously, fucking do it. It's not hard. I said it was ending, but apparently I'm not. I want to fucking punch my friends in the face with how cavalier they've been about going out. Oh, well, we know we're all safe. No, you fucking don't. Not unless you're getting tested on a weekly basis. This is the same kind of cavalier mentality that lets STDs and STIs sneak into retirement homes and overwhelm them. It's the same thing that lets one infected person get a whole fucking campus infected. As everybody's like, oh, I know you're good. Do you? Unless they've been tested before interacting with you and haven't interacted with anyone else, you do not know that they are safe. You do not know that they are safe. You know that they had been safe, or have in the past been safe, or have not demonstrated symptoms, or that they tested negatively, but you don't know for sure. Not until they're vaccinated and they've gotten the fucking booster shot and it's been like a month. Then then you know they're safe to hang out with. Or if we want to use the sex analogy that I'm touching on, wear masks. Don't take them off. Don't drink together. Don't eat together. Don't take them off when you're inside together and you're away from the outside world, because that defeats the fucking point. Wear protection. Is it that hard? No, it isn't fucking hard. It's so goddamn easy to stay inside and just be sad like the rest of us. But no. All right. That'll do.